Look at that. The state of Iowa, that is Trump country. Every county except one. Nikki won by one vote. Overall, he won by 30 points. It is just an astounding political achievement. And somebody who helped make it happen? Our very favorite Kari Lake, who's currently running for the U.S. Senate in Arizona. You know, she grew up in Iowa, and Donald Trump spotted her in the crowd. He knew she was there, and she was among the very first people that he thanked on Victory Night. Take a look.
I see Kari Lake. Congratulations, Kari. Very good. I spotted her, I have to announce, because she's terrific. She's going to be a senator, a great senator, I predict, right? You're going to be a great senator.
You've got a special plate in his heart. It's obvious. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so ecstatic, just like I think so many millions of Americans after that big victory for President Trump. And really, he deserves all the credit, and his amazing team on the ground in Iowa. They worked really hard. And the people of Iowa just know, Greg, that when President Trump was in office, our lives were better. That's a fact. And they want to get those great policies back.
So all day long for the past 3 days, when they talk about Iowa, they don't really like talking about Iowa now because Trump went so big. But I've heard, oh, it's just a bunch of hard-right extremists. They're all those crazy evangelicals. You know about those evangelicals. They're trying to portray Iowa as a crazy bastion of conservatism, unlike New Hampshire. What do you say about that?
Well, it was just a few days ago they were trying to get the evangelical vote, and now they're dismissing it. They're dismissing people who love their country and love God and worship Jesus. I think that's a recipe for disaster. These are great Americans, and they voted for President Trump overwhelmingly. I personally believe Iowa is a great place to start off the whole election season, because the people of Iowa are willing to take the time, listen to people who they even disagree with, sit through a year of politicians showing up and talking to them, and they do their due diligence, and they sure did it. They showed up in 19 degrees below zero weather to vote for President Trump. Many of them walking blocks. The place that I was at, Greg, it was so crowded they had to walk a couple blocks. They had to find new parking lots and open up a second gymnasium for all the people who wanted to show up and vote.
Huh. And they got those neat tunnels in Des Moines. They're not really tunnels; they're bridges between buildings. All right. Well, we'll talk more about Iowa later. Hey, we got to talk about Arizona. You're running for the U.S. Senate, and I think we have your brand new ad about immigration. Let's take a look.
10,000 illegals pour into the U.S. every single day. Crime, drug deaths, homelessness. It's hurting every community. With President Trump, we had a secure border, but Joe Biden and his enablers, Kyrsten Sinema and Ruben Gallego, destroyed that security. When we take back the U.S. Senate, we can fix it. I'm Kari Lake, and I approve this message because my vision is to make Arizona safe, affordable, and great again.
Oh, boy. Very well done. I think we can get everybody to agree on the border, maybe except the globalists. Even Democrats think we should have a border and legal immigration, not illegal, right?
Well, you'd think so, but my two opponents, Kyrsten Sinema and Ruben Gallego, they want to have they want this problem because they want to get billions and hundreds of millions of dollars and pour it into the symptoms, like processing people coming here illegally. They don't want to fund the wall to stop people from coming over. So that's why this election is so important, Greg. It's about choices, and the choices are very clear. Do you want a wide open border? Do you want 12, 15 million people pouring in, using up our services? Meanwhile, we have homeless Americans rotting on the streets. Do you want a secure border? Do you want a strong economy like we had with President Trump and with America First Republicans? Or do you want the nightmare situation that we are all living in right now? And that's why it's a real clear choice. Voting for me means I'm going to be helping in D.C. to put America First policies back in place that make all of our lives better. Even if you're a Democrat, your life is going to be better under me and under President Trump.
You know, we got a poll here. There's this Gallego character you mentioned. I'm not familiar. We know about Kyrsten Sinema. Who's Gallego? What's his deal?
He's a far left, frankly, Marxist who's a congressman right now in the district of Arizona that has the fastest growing homeless population in the country. We've got veterans rotting on the streets, homeless. Meanwhile, he's all for giving everybody pouring across the border amnesty and the asylum seekers asylum. This is a guy who has put America last. This is a guy who walked out on his wife when she was 9 months pregnant with his firstborn, and he will walk out on the people of Arizona, and we can't have him in the U.S. Senate. He's been a nightmare in Congress, voting against everything that had to do with securing our border. He's for tax increases, and he's just your typical radical leftist Democrat. And the people of Arizona don't want that. They're tired of those policies, and so I think that polling that his people put out showed me up above him in the polls. And I think that's a very big sign that Arizona is going to vote for America First, patriotic people who are running for office.
Well, that would be great. Best of luck. Gosh, it's crazy what's happened to this country. And
Truly.
yeah, we so appreciate what you're doing.
But we can turn it around. I don't want to leave people feeling hopeless. This can be turned around quickly, starting on day one. Get President Trump in the White House, get me in the U.S. Senate, and elect a whole bunch of America First patriots around the country.